Good evening, Africa, and good evening to the world watching from every corner of this planet. Tonight, we bring you a story that is not just inspiring, it is revolutionary. A story that does not begin in global capitals, donor summits, or boardrooms, but one that emerges from the dust-filled roads, the rugged construction sites, and the determined hearts of thousands of women in Burkina Faso. These are not politicians. These are not celebrities. These are ordinary women, mothers, daughters, sisters who have made an extraordinary choice. They have chosen to take control of their country's destiny, and they are doing it not with speeches or slogans, but behind the wheels of heavy-duty trucks. Yes, you heard that right. In a historic and unprecedented move, women are now stepping into industrial roles once dominated by foreign contractors. They are learning to drive 18-wheelers, dump trucks, bulldozers, and freight haulers, and they are doing it with purpose, skill, and pride. These women are not just learning to drive. They are driving change. This transformation is unfolding under the bold leadership of Captain Ibrahim, a man who has repeatedly emphasized that the real wealth of Burkina Faso lies not in foreign aid, but in its people. In a bold rejection of financial dependency on the IMF, the European Union, and even the African Union, his government has turned inward, investing in local capacity, grassroots training programs, and national pride. The result? A nationwide campaign where women are leading the charge to rebuild Burkina Faso with no foreign aid strings attached. Roads are being constructed, logistics chains are being restored, materials are being moved, entire communities are being reconnected, and it's women driving the trucks making it happen. In a time when much of the world still questions the role of women in industrial and national development, Burkina Faso is offering a powerful answer. These women are not just participating in the nation's rebuilding efforts, they are becoming its engine. And let's be clear, this is more than just infrastructure. This is about dignity. This is about sovereignty. This is about showing the world that African women are not waiting to be saved, they are saving nations. Tonight, we begin an in-depth look into this extraordinary movement, a revolution of grit, courage, and hope, driven by the unsung heroines of West Africa. Stay with us as we unpack how Burkina Faso's women are showing the continent and the world that true power doesn't always come from money. Sometimes it comes from the will to rise and the courage to take the wheel. I'm James, and this is the story the world needs to hear. Stay tuned.
Welcome to African Addict, your trusted source for the latest news stories and developments from across the African continent. From breaking headlines to inspiring achievements, political updates to cultural moments, we bring you the facts, the voices, and the impact that shape Africa today. Stay informed, stay connected, and join the conversation. This is African Addict, where Africa comes first. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for daily updates. Disclaimer: the content shared on African Addict is for informational and educational purposes only. While we strive for accuracy and fairness in our news reporting, we do not make any warranties about the completeness, reliability, or accuracy of the information presented. Opinions expressed in our videos do not necessarily reflect the views of the channel. Viewers are encouraged to verify details independently and form their own conclusions.
Good evening, Africa. Good evening to the world. Tonight, we bring you a groundbreaking and powerful story from the heart of West Africa, a nation defying expectations, shattering stereotypes, and rebuilding itself through sheer determination, national pride, and the indomitable spirit of its women. This is the story of Burkina Faso and the incredible women who are rewriting history. In a world where nations are often pressured to conform to the dictates of international donors and financial overlords, Burkina Faso stands as a bold exception. Under the transformative leadership of Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the country has taken a radical path, one of self-reliance, unity, and action. And at the very core of this revolution are the women of Burkina Faso. You heard that right. Thousands of Burkinabe women, many of whom were once seen solely as caretakers and homemakers, are now getting behind the wheel of massive industrial trucks. These are not ordinary driving lessons. These are heavy-duty trucks, earth movers, dumpers, and haulers, the same machinery once operated exclusively by foreign contractors. What has prompted this surge of female industrial drivers in a nation historically marginalized and exploited? The answer is as powerful as it is inspiring. A decision by the government of Burkina Faso to reject foreign dependency, refuse financial entanglements with the IMF, the European Union, and even the African Union, and to take destiny into its own hands. As part of the broader strategy to reclaim national sovereignty, rebuild infrastructure, and industrialize from within. Captain Traoré's government has launched a sweeping campaign of vocational training, industrial investment, and social mobilization, and the women of Burkina Faso are leading the charge. These women are not just learning how to drive. They are mastering logistics, transport coordination, and mechanical repair. With grit and determination, they are taking over roles that were once outsourced, and they are doing it faster, cheaper, and with a passion that no foreign company can match. The image of Burkinabe women operating 30-ton trucks on construction sites, delivering materials for new roads, hospitals, schools, and public works projects, has become a symbol of a new national consciousness. The government, in partnership with local technical schools and military academies, has developed a national program called Sœurs du Volant, Sisters of the Wheel, aimed at equipping over 20,000 women with industrial driving skills within the next 18 months. These training centers are buzzing with activity. Day and night, women from every corner of the country, young and old, are enrolling, training, and graduating into the national workforce. These are women who, in the past, may have been unemployed or underemployed. Many are single mothers, war widows, and former farmers who lost their land to climate change or conflict. Today, they are rebuilding their nation with dignity and pride. They are earning real incomes, supporting their families, and becoming pillars of community development. We have traveled to several of these training hubs. In Kédougou, we met Fatoumata, a 37-year-old mother of three who, just 1 year ago, had never even ridden in a truck. Today, she is a lead instructor at her training center, teaching other women how to navigate rugged terrain, maneuver large vehicles through construction zones, and maintain complex hydraulic systems. In Bobo Dioulasso, we met Aminata, a 23-year-old who left her university studies in sociology to answer what she called a higher calling of service to the people. Today, she transports materials from rural granite quarries to national construction sites, clocking hundreds of kilometers a week in a bright yellow dump truck bearing the Burkinabe flag. These women are not only building infrastructure, they are reshaping mindsets. For generations, African women have been sidelined from industrial development. Their roles have been downplayed, their voices silenced. But now, Burkina Faso is proving that true development is not just about GDP or donor inflows. It is about mobilizing your own people, honoring their dignity, and putting your citizens to work for their own future. And the results speak for themselves. Since the launch of the program, over 1,200 kilometers of road have been constructed or repaired. National food supply chains have been strengthened. Logistics costs have plummeted. Local businesses have boomed. And perhaps most importantly, a generation of young girls is growing up seeing their mothers as engineers, drivers, and leaders in their own right. International observers are stunned. Without a single loan from the IMF, without budget support from the EU, without AU logistical backing, Burkina Faso is doing what few thought possible, rebuilding itself from the ground up, using its own hands, its own hearts, and its own heavy-duty trucks. And let us be clear, this is not just about vehicles or roads. This is about philosophy. This is about choosing dignity over dependency. This is about proving that Africans can solve African problems without begging for foreign charity. The Western development model has failed millions across the continent. Billions have flowed in, and yet poverty remains entrenched, youth unemployment is sky-high, and infrastructure is crumbling. What Burkina Faso is demonstrating is that when a nation decides to invest in its people, especially its women, transformation becomes inevitable. This movement has already begun to inspire neighboring nations. Mali and Niger have both sent delegations to study the Burkinabe model. Senegal, Guinea, and Chad are now considering similar programs. The era of dependency is crumbling, and in its place, a new Africa is being born. One where our mothers and sisters sit in the driver's seat, literally and figuratively. Captain Ibrahim Traoré, in his most recent address, said this: "If we want our country to stand tall, we must put our women at the foundation. Not just in words, but in work, in opportunity, in respect." That is exactly what is happening in Burkina Faso today. From the dusty roads of Ouagadougou to the bustling highways of Ouagadougou, the roar of diesel engines driven by women is not just a sound of movement. It is a sound of liberation. So tonight, we salute the women of Burkina Faso. We celebrate their courage. We honor their sacrifice. And we share their story with the world, not as a footnote in African development, but as the headline. To our viewers around the globe, this is what African leadership looks like. This is what grassroots revolution feels like. And this is what hope sounds like. In the rumble of a truck, guided by the steady hands of a woman who dares to rebuild her nation without waiting for permission from the West. This is the Burkina Faso we never saw coming. Stay tuned. Africa is rising. Thank you.
Thank you for watching African Addict, your home for reliable African news and stories that matter. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated with the latest from across the continent. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a headline. Until next time, stay informed, stay inspired. This is African Addict, bringing Africa closer to you.